Say who you are.
Okay. So I'm the youngest of four great-grandchildren, and the one that was older than I died on a bicycle when I was young. So the family kind of got split up. My brother, the oldest one that's in the picture over here, he started kind of going around and speaking probably in his 30s. He did it for a good while. I've just supported him and my mother as they kind of represented the family. Then me and my mother would sit down and have a lot of conversation, and I would take notes and she would write notes. She left me a lot of notebooks and just a lot of information. And I think she foresaw that at some point I'll be ready to, I guess, take over. So somewhere in about 2015, I started traveling to DuBois' hometown of Great Barrington, Massachusetts, for his birthday celebrations, because that's where he was born. So in that process, they would have me speak, and they would have speakers, and I would learn, and I would educate all in one. And so as the years have passed, I've kind of absorbed a lot of different information from scholars that have learned about him and spent their whole lives studying DuBois. And they've kind of interjected what they could into me. My mother gave me the more personal family side. These scholars are giving me more of his scholarly side, his book writing side, his activist side. So now I'm at this point where I've taken it all into one ball, and I've kind of written my own story about his life. So I go to schools. I'm in a play, actually. I play my great-grandfather in this play. It's called Justice on Trial. It travels around the country, and we talk about civil rights leaders, people that have been affected by America and basically this racist background. So I talk about all the things that affected my great-grandfather from day one, and how he saw, everything from slavery being abolished. He was born a few years after the abolishment of slavery, all the way up till he passed before we started getting voting rights. But he saw this progression, and so he fought to get us to that point. And some liken him as to Moses, like he got us to the promised land, but he didn't actually get to see us flourish in the promised land. So I'm, I guess, a representative of being blessed enough to have rights. My message to the young people today is that many people gave a lot of their time, effort, sweat. Some gave their lives to give us the rights that we have today. And I think they should appreciate those people and not forget them, because without them, we wouldn't be where we are. We'd still be in chains, we'd still be slaves. So it's just important to always never forget where you came from, but also shape the future where you want to go with the people that were brought to the promised land. And that's my message.
And your name again?
Jeffrey DuBois Peck. And I'm the youngest of four great-grandchildren. My mother was an only child, and my grandmother also was an only child after her brother passed away. So we're all of the lineage, and our children are the next line of DuBois descendants. I have four children, so they're the great-great-grandchildren. My oldest daughter is 36. We're working on putting their pictures on the wall behind me. The next one is 35, then my son is 30, and then I have one that's 12. My daughter is 12. So that's Eliana.
You mentioned that you were going to put his name
On the wall.
Explain that.
I'm going to the embassy to put Dr. DuBois' name on the wall. And so what was explained to me by Dr. Love is that only the descendants of the people that they want on the wall can place their names on the wall. That's kind of their, I guess, that's the way that they do things. So they didn't ever put DuBois' name on the wall because they hadn't met a descendant to put his name on the wall until they met me the other day. So I'm kind of honored to do that. And I've just traveled about trying to make more people aware of Dr. DuBois' effect on the world, and his effect on Africa, his effect on Pan-Africanism, his effect on civil rights, his effect on education, his effect on humanitarianism, his desire to do away with nuclear weapons, his love for people. He didn't do this for gain of money. It was never about money to him. He had this theory that God put so many resources on earth so that we all would have what we needed. And unfortunately, in certain governments like ours, the rich seem to get richer and the poor seem to get poorer, and the middle class carry the country. And so his belief is that we would spread the wealth and everybody would have plenty. The rich would still be rich, they just wouldn't have a lot of money sitting, and people in the middle would have a little more, and people on the bottom would move into the middle. And so everybody would have what he called the bare necessities: a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food to eat, a job to go to, and of course you have to get an education for that job. And he preached that you should be passionate about whatever it is that you do. And if you have passion for what you do, you would put your heart, mind, and soul into it, and you would be great at what you do. Not just good, but great at what you do, because you love what you do. He loved what he was doing. And so those words have inspired me to be where I am today.
Thank you.